What's up, gun enthusiasts? Well, as promised, today I'm going to be giving you a breakdown of the Osight SE. This is a fully enclosed optic in the RMSC footprint. And this is something that I've, kind of had my eye on for a minute. But as I usually do with products, I don't buy them right away. I kind of wait to see, what goes on with them, if there are any recall, if there are any, changes or, there are any complaints or issues or whatever before I go out and purchase the product. So I've had this for a couple months. I've been carrying it every single day. Gun is unloaded. I'll just kind of show you what this looks like here. This optic is pretty cool. It has, just a dot, and then it has, as you can see there, let's see, it just looks like a big dot, but it is really, it's a bullseye. So it's very big, it's very clear. It's got a nice window. I like the fact that it is enclosed. You can see there. It looks really nice. I like the fact that it's enclosed. I like the fact that I don't have to necessarily worry about as much dirt and gunk and everything getting in there and kind of screwing this sight up. I know that a lot of people are typically hesitant to buy products that, aren't Vortex and aren't, Holosun and, all that kind of stuff. But if you're old enough or you've been into firearms for a long enough period of time, you'll know that there was a time period years ago when people were trashing Holosun and saying they were garbage sights. Well, you don't have a Vortex on there, you got a Holosun and a piece of shit. I remember the conversations. And now they're considered one of the best, optic makers, in the world. So, Osight, obviously, not an American brand. That turns a lot of people off. I get it. I understand it. But, if you're carrying a Glock that's made in Austria, you're carrying a Canik that's made, it's a Turkish gun, or you're carrying a Walther, or you're carrying something that's not an American gun anyway, then what do you care what who makes the optic? I just think that's just tic-tac bullshit. But this thing is rock solid. It is awesome. It is very well built. The glass is very nice on it. As you can see there, you have the two screws there. It does sort of have sights on the back of there, like a sight channel. If in case you didn't have your own on the pistol, you could kind of use those and line it up with the front sight, which I think, it's just a cool little touch. Not necessary, but I think is a cool little touch. And as you can see, it's really well built. Here's the side compartment with the battery. The difference between this one and the S is the same thing. It only comes with a charging port. It doesn't have a battery compartment, so you can just charge it. I'm not a big fan of that. As easy as this battery compartment is to get to, why worry about putting a charging port on your gun? Some people like that. I opted not to go for that. But yeah, overall, this thing is awesome. It's bright. It's accurate. It's tough. It hasn't lost zero on me. I think bang for the buck. I mean, these things are $200. Sometimes you can get them on sale for as cheap as like $160 or $170. I think well worth it. I've tried out some other, cheaper brands of optics that people have suggested and say, hey, you got to check this one out, whatever. Siley is one of them. I think they make pretty good optics for the price. They're, again, over the years, they're starting to get more popular, so they're starting to go up in price, which is what I think is going to happen with Osight. In the last year, I think Osight has made a lot of traction, a lot of people using the products and giving them good reviews. Typically, the people who say this is trash and don't like it or it's garbage or whatever are people who have never used one, never bought it, never carried it, whatever. If you notice, that's typically the people that are trashing products, or the people that don't actually own them themselves and don't use them. People who have experience with this dot have all pretty much said it's great. Is there going to be some kind of, you know, one that somebody gets that's not going to be great and it's going to have issues and stuff? Yes, but every product is like that. That doesn't mean overall as a product it's trash. I think in the next year or two you're going to see Osight really blow up and really become big and really become trusted. And I think you're going to see those prices kind of go up. Something like this is 200, may, you know, then be 250, 260, 270. But I think you're going to see the more people use these, the more people buy these, the more people test these, you're going to start seeing, you know, the crowd that hates them or says they're trash or whatever is really going to come around and say, oh yeah, those actually are a good product. And you know, as you get through that kind of initial stage and build quality products and people start to buy them and use them and review them and whatnot, and you sell more of them, you can then go back to, you know, your processes and your technologies and actually build better products. That's what happened with Holosun. They make better stuff now than they used to, but they were never like trash products. But some people back in the day thought they were. I think the same thing is going to happen with Osight. I think in the next year or two, they're going to catch fire, and you know, people are going to trust them, and it's going to be a brand that people suggest, like they do Holosun and Vortex and the Romeos and all that kind of stuff. I think you're going to start seeing that with Osight, because I'm right now, I'm really hard pressed to find anything about this site that I don't like. I mean, it's a good size. It's got a good window. It's got a good dot. It's got, you know, multiple settings as far as, you know, what you want to look at, you know, the brightness. It's got a good battery life on it. It's tough. It's durable. It hasn't lost zero. It's been reliable. I don't have any complaints about it. And as I stated, the people that you're going to see trashing this and saying, oh, it's trash, it's just Chinese junk and blah, 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 are people who have never actually used one, put one in their hands, you know, looked through it, dealt with it, carried it. It's all the people that just want to, you know, to be the loudest people in the room. So would I suggest you looking at this as an option, you know, for, you know, $200, sometimes sub $200 instead of buying, you know, a $300, $400 Optic? Absolutely, I would, especially because it's enclosed. I mean, some of these optics that are more expensive than this aren't enclosed. And I think enclosed optics are where it's at. I think it's, you know, the future of optics. I think everybody's going to go to that. And for the price, the quality, the durability, the reliability, I don't think you're going to find a better sight on the market right now for the price than the Osight S or the Osight SE. So that's my opinion on that. Really big fan. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about the video. Are there some questions on the actual product itself? You know, the usage, anything like that I didn't go over that you may have a question about? Leave it in the comments section below. Be on the lookout for some stuff I have coming up here in the near future. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video if you want to. And until the next time, I'm out of here.